Good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Let's do a cost of living for August of 2025. It's probably the least spent of all my months here in the Philippines. Food, let's go with food. First of all, everything's in pesos, and I'll give you the dollar equivalent at the end. So with food, it was like 16,705, Wi-Fi 1,692, nothing for cell. I use Gomo, and it carries over from month to month when you don't use enough of it. The balance carries over every month, which is sweet. Water 226, that is. Potable water 180 pesos. Gas 2,000. Put some gas in the truck. Rent 25,000. Electric, rounding it up to the next 100 pesos, 3,925. 3,925 pesos. The following three I pay annually, but a monthly breakdown for Phil Health is $1,250. My SRRV renewal, because I'm not military, it's $1,700 a month. And car insurance, which I don't think I'm going to bother with again, and I'll explain later, is $2,140. That is $2,140 per month, which equates to about $450 a year for two vehicles, max coverage. Miscellaneous, everything in between, 3,192, very low for August. The grand sum is 58,076.48, so just a little over 58,000, which in today's, I just changed some money last week. It was 56.68. So using that exchange rate, that wasn't the exchange rate, but that's the actual net that I received from my bank, BPI, which in my mind is the best way to go. You may differ in opinion. The equivalent is $1,025. So that's all I spent last month, August. Now, I brought two phones with me. I don't know that I would do that. Do that again. When I moved here 2.5 years ago, I brought two S21. These are Samsungs, S21 Ultras. Put one in the safe, used the other one, dropped it once, damaged the corner a little bit, dropped it in water once, didn't work for 3 days. I was videoing and at a stream, and it just slipped out of my pocket, and I was jumping from rock to rock, and it caught the water and didn't work for 3 days, but it dried out. Put a little fan on it, and but I ended up giving that one away. And so about 10 or 11 months ago, I took out the second one, and now I have a solid green line about 3/8 of an inch in from the right side, vertically. Won't go away, and they tell me online that it's needs a new motherboard plus. So I'm going to be spending some bucks on a new phone. I'm not going to buy $1,000 one like this, like what these cost in the States. And apparently right now they're around 70 or 80,000 pesos here. I'll probably opt for something else, a little bit cheaper, still with some decent power and storage. Maybe equivalent to 500 or so, 30,000 pesos. But it's unusual for me just to spend 1,025. That doesn't include gifts to people, okay? There's places where you spend money, or you'll spend money where you won't want to reveal, where it goes, and this, so it's a kind of this, in my case, that's private, and I don't count that as cost. Those are gifts, right? So it was good. Now, relative to my car insurance, which I'm going to drop, I initiated claims in February. My car is just now getting fixed. Communication between the shop, which is a car dealer, I assumed the communication would be better, and a broker, because I went that route because insurance is much cheaper that way, and you get a lot more choice, and the insurance company. These guys drag their feet like you would not believe. I had to get involved, and long story short, I went to pick the car up yesterday. They said they needed 5 days. I give them 7 working days. Went to pick it up, and they weren't. There was a deep scratch on the door molding that they never even bothered, and it was right close to the other area where, within a couple inches of where they were working on the dent on the front door. So it just amazes me. And there's one place on the where they didn't buff it out properly. It's rough as they'll get out. And I says, the insurance company paid you guys to fix this and do a nice job. So fix it, please. You're already paid. It cost me. And you're cutting corners. So they're working on it today, and I'll pick it up tomorrow afternoon. So, long story short, Chang'an, that's a Chinese car that I have, Shangan, however you pronounce it, an old car company in China. I have no qualms, no problems with it whatsoever. So far, I've had over a year. It's been great. It needs a 6th gear. It's only 5-speed, and they're geared low. Great for around town, but you get on the, which doesn't happen often at all, because the roads don't warrant 60 miles an hour, or like 100 kilometers per hour. It's like, 62 miles per hour? It's humming at 3,000 RPM. It needs a 6th gear. But as often as I use that, once, twice a year, to go to Bacolod, it's negotiable. For the price of the car, I could have stepped it up to the next model, which would be another 600 to 700,000 pesos. So I can't complain. Would I have the dealer doing any, and this is very minor body work, very minor. Would I have them do it again? Nope. I think the shop isn't busy. They're selling lots of cars. There's hardly any cars in the shop. I guess there's no problems with them, I guess. For what other reason are there not a lot of cars in the shop? So I think they put a mechanic on it. And I don't think, they do have a big drive-in spray booth, with the proper ventilation and all that, for drying, etc., especially here in the humidity, they'd need it. But it was, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give them about a 4. I've done finish work on cabinetry for years and years. I know what a nice finish job is. I know what a so-so finish job is. I know what a crappy one is too. So this one wasn't good. It was a 4 out of a 10. So no, I wouldn't do that. I would locate, get some references from people, and I would use anybody. It could be other dealers are terrific, and maybe someday this outfit would get a kosher body man, but I didn't get it on this card. That's why they're working on it again today. So again, it's minor, but there's no reason, because it's minor, there's no reason they shouldn't come out really acceptable. Doesn't have to be perfect, but why not? It's minor. I mean, they couldn't even use a lot of body fill. That's how minor it was. They could pull out a dent or two. In fact, I could have done it myself, if I wanted to mess with it. I could have done it myself, except with replacing the shroud underneath on the front where I hit that big dog. I didn't want to mess with that. So that part's okay. So anyway, that's my opinion. Relative to my eye, it's improving. It's actually a lot better than my right eye that hasn't been operated on without correction. That is, this one's better with that one without correction. And it's close to this one with the correction. And when I'm reading and whatnot, I use just one lens, which looks tacky, so that's why you're not seeing me with it. But it's improving very, very slowly. So I'm happy at that. I hope it gets close to 20/20, in which case then I'll opt to get the cataract out of this eye also. But I'm in no rush. So that remains to be seen. So I hope everything is good with you guys. If you have any questions, shoot them to me. Be happy to answer anything. It'd be my opinion, but an extra opinion here and there sometimes makes a difference. And I'd be happy to accommodate anything, any comments, any questions, etc. So until next time, I appreciate you joining me. Take care all, and bye now.